Hey, welcome back to Chuck's Pub's Fireside Chat, where history, sea stories, and saltwater come together by the fire. In 1994, I was a student in the Bridge Resource Management course hosted by the Maritime Institute. This is a course that trained mariners on advanced ship handling skills as well as being able to manage your bridge team. Now, the course was offered to both naval officers and civilian mariners, and in our case, we were lucky enough to have the captain of the HMS Rose in our class. Now, as you probably are aware, HMS Rose was the ship that was used to film the movie Master and Commander starring Russell Crowe. After the class, the captain kindly invited all of us to take a tour of the ship so that he could show us around and then tell us life on board an 18th century frigate. Now, while he was doing his tour, he mentioned about some invaluable young boys, also known as powder monkeys, who were critical to the operation of the ship. We all kind of laughed and said, "Really? Powder monkeys?" And his response was, "Yeah, these are young boys that were used throughout the early years of the United States Navy." I was completely floored. I was like, wow, this is something I'd never heard of. So sit back. We're going to talk about the Navy's young fighting boys known as the powder monkeys. The term powder monkey goes back to the age of sail, roughly the 17th through 19th centuries. Warships of that era were floating fortresses armed with rows of cannons. But cannons needed gunpowder, a lot of it, and fast. During battle, the ship's magazine, where the gunpowder was stored, was deep below deck, sealed tight, and guarded to prevent sparks. So who carried the powder from below up to the guns? That's where the powder monkeys came in. They were usually young boys, sometimes as young as 10 or 12 years old, chosen because they were small, quick, and could maneuver through the cramped spaces of a ship under fire. Their job? Run bags of gunpowder from the magazine to the gun crews, back and forth for hours during battle. Imagine doing that, barefoot or in thin shoes, with cannon fire shaking the decks, smoke filling the air, and splinters flying from incoming enemy rounds. Despite their young age, they faced the same dangers as the adult crew. Some were even recognized for their bravery under fire. One account during the War of 1812 tells of powder monkeys assigned to the USS Constitution darting between decks while British cannonballs burst through the hull of the ship, and they refused to stop making runs until the fight was over. What's really amazing about the story of the powder monkeys is how much responsibility rested on such young shoulders. In the chaos of naval combat, they weren't just errand boys. They were lifelines. Every broadside, every victory, depended partly on their speed and courage. So next time you see a grand painting of a ship of the line or a model of old Ironsides, remember, behind those massive guns, there were kids, just kids, racing through smoke and fire to keep the ship fighting. Thanks for stopping by Chuck's Pub Fireside Chats. If you enjoyed this story, please give it a thumbs up. Or subscribe for more tales of the sea. And leave a comment if there's a piece of naval history that you'd like to have me dig into next. Until next time, fair winds and following seas.